just do a super quick search. So if I come into a Google search, all right, and you should hopefully still be able to see my screen. And I'm going to go and try and find a place to stay. So it could be rental accommodation in Scarborough. All right, that Scarborough is where I am right now. So we've got all of these things that are coming up. Now, as you can see, you've got all of these little jars right here. And then what you find that comes up is a map. Okay, this is called the map back. All right, and as you can see, it's got dates in there. It's got the map on the right hand side, but on the left hand side here, it's got properties. And now this is their Google business listing. All right, so I'm gonna click on one. I'm just gonna click on Hampton House. When I click on Hampton House, it's like a mini page pops up. It's like an OTA listing, you might call it. It comes up with a lot of information. It gives me pictures, gives me a link to the website. It gives me how I can book a room. It gives me reviews. I can check dates. I've got a location summary. I've got a review summary. I've got a little link where I can go to their OTA. I've got more pictures here, and it's got more web results, and it's got similar properties. All right. So this is what a Google business listing looks like. And if you don't know if your property has got one, then all you literally have to do, and let's just find out here. I tried it. Right, Amy, because you were the first one to comment, and I know you. Give me your property name again and the location in the world it is. Just give us like one of the property names that it might be, and I'll type it in now, and I'll show you if you've done it correctly or not. So you can simply go and do this by just following what Amy's going to give me in a super quick second. But who else have we got in here? Kyle, superb. Liam, Ben, how we doing, buddy? Good to meet you as well last week. We've got Alex, Trish McGee is watching. Thank you so much. Ian, service accommodation leads. Love it. Carolina, I can't click on that because I'm on my phone, but lovely. And again, if you see me looking to my left, it's just because my phone is down here so I can see all your wobbly comments. Amy, don't leave me hanging with the property name and the location. Anybody else? Oxford. Okay, let's just go into Oxford. What is the name of the property? Let me just do this for 1 second. Oxford accommodation. Kyle's giving me the coronavirus emoji. Brilliant. All right, somebody else give as well. Putting the pressure on Amy. Sorry, Amy, I might have attached it under inviting interiors. Let's have a little look. All right. Inviting interiors, Oxford. Now, obviously that. All right. Is this, Amy, is this you on the right here? So you can all do this check. Now, by putting, let me have a little look here. Harmless rest. Right. Now, I think this might be the one that we're talking about here, Amy. But as you can see here, that it hasn't got an owner. So all you need to do is if you see something like this, you click on own this business, you click on that, and then what you're able to do is put the details in, and it will link it to your Google account. We've got Hamlet's Rest. Yes, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. Lovely. All right, so you've got this here. All right, so you can tell if you've got something or not by simply putting a little search in. Do not worry, Amy, at all. So you can click on Own This Business. All right, it will take you to this page. You can type in your name. So it's Inviting Interiors. And as you can see, that might be you. It might not be. I think Drayden is near Oxford. So you click on Next. You go through this stage, you put in the business category, what it is, and you get to link it. Now, what will happen is if I kept going down that process, Google would send me out a postcard or give me a phone call. It will give me an email, and it will basically go through the verification process. But once you've gone through the verification process, then what you should see when you log in is something like this. So I'm gonna show you where I am right now. I'm going to show you the granary, which is my family business. It's where I am right now. So I'm going to show you exactly why Google Business Listed is super important for every single person that is in here. Ray, how we doing? The Snapchat fan, Adita, and we've got Krish as well. Katie, superb. All right. So everybody should be able to now see this. And this is what's called the dashboard. All right. So once you've claimed your business, once you've put in the verification, then this is the first thing that you will see. And what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to show you how to make sure that Google can see your business as best as humanly possible. Now, one of the first things you'll notice is I've got the business name here. So it says the Granary Farm Stay, book direct for the best rates. Now, this is something that everybody can do, book direct for the best rates. So when it comes up in a Google map, so if I was just to do a very quick Google map and I type in the Granary Scarborough directions, for example, it even comes up on the Google map as the Granary Farm Stay book direct for the best rates. So again, it's emphasizing that sort of book direct message, and you can do that as well for all of your properties. I just want to circle back and show something that Liam's doing now for serviced accommodation. All right, serviced accommodation, this is key, is that you will have a ton of different properties at a ton of different locations. All right, now it's totally up to you how you do this, but I always recommend that, just like what Liam's done here, is that you give each of your properties a unique name, something that stands out. So instead of just calling it number 2, the High Street, which is simple, or just calling it apartment number 1, apartment number 2, apartment number 3, try and give it a name, try and give it an identificator, try and give it its own brand. All right. Now, this may be simple for those that have got 1, 2, or 3 properties that they're doing service accommodation with, whether it's buy to let or rent to rent. For those of you that have got 30, 40, 50, 60, this may be a bit of a ball ache, but you know, the sooner you start this in your SA journey, the better it is for you in the long run. All right. So for example, the reason why you're going to do this, and again, you've got a lot of portfolio under your brand. Now, just have a little look here what Liam's done. Hamlet's Rest is called it service accommodation. That's optional, but he's branded it Ginger and Gold. So his overall company name is Ginger and Gold, and he's put that in brackets. And the property name is Hamlet's Rest. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because you want to have your overall brand name everywhere, on every single listing, whether it's Airbnb, booking.com, social media, and even on Google, because it's really important to make sure that when somebody comes online and say, for example, they've typed in your business name into Google, and again, Hamlet's Rest is a nice brand name for the individual property. One thing I will say, Liam, just something that I've picked up on, you need to put the little hypheny thing, the little what I don't even know what it's called, but you need to put the little thing there for Hamlet's Rest, because that's the proper way to spell it. You just got to make sure that is correctly spelled there. All right. The reason why it's important is that if someone goes home after staying in your property, specifically now, right? So say that in Norwich, where this is located, say that it's near a hospital, and Liam gets a doctor to come to stay, has to stay or self-isolate or has to stay there in the property. He goes back to the hospital and says, you know what, I've had a fantastic stay. Facilities are amazing, super clean, really good Wi-Fi. So I could get my reports or whatever done, and it was close by, so I can get to come sit. And the other people will say, where did you stay? Okay, and he's gone, right, I stayed in Hamlet's Rest, Norwich. So if someone comes in and types it in right here, then this is what people are going to see. Okay, now what's really important is that they know that it's Hamlet's Rest, but also know that it is the brand name as well, because they could say Hamlet's Rest, or they could say, oh yeah, it was Liam from Ginger and Gold. Okay, So when they come in and they type it in, or they're doing a search, even if the property doesn't resonate, then it could be because of the amazing work that Liam's doing online on social media, what he's doing with his own personal branding, is that they could recognize the company name. Liam is on it. It'll take a while to refresh that, by the way, buddy, because Google have to do a super quick review of it. All right. So again, and Liam, you'll be able to give us some real examples of this because you sound like you're in on Google Business Listing now. So this is why it's important, and it's important to get the name right. Now, my first tip would be to everybody is make sure that your individual properties, and again, this is a good time to do this because it's a lot of admin involved if you've got a lot already on. Instead of just calling it Apartment 1 or High Street 1 or whatever you want to call it, give it an actual name, give it an identifier. So Cozy Dragons is, again, another good example to show you. So Cozy Dragon right here, Cozy Dragon at Tanglewood. Again, prime example, different style. As you can see, I like the way that Liam does it with the brackets here, but Cozy Dragon do something similar. So he's got each individual property branded up. Now I'm gonna show you a couple of things that you need to make sure that are spot on. All right. So number one, you're going to come into insights. All right. Now this will give you an indicator of exactly how powerful Google Business Search is. Now, Liam, I want you to do this as well, and I want you to tell me what your number is. So if you go into the Hamlet, the one we were just checking out there, come into Insights, scroll down to here. So how many customers search for your business? Now you can change this from a week, a month, or to a quarter. So if I do this for the last 3 months, you can see here, 23,000 people have searched for the business, our family business, on Google. So this green bar here is direct. So customers who found your listing by searching for your business name or address, so it happens. Blue is discovery. So customers who found your listing by searching for a category, product, or service. And then the yellow one there will be branded. So customers who found your business by searching for a brand related to your business. You don't really get many of that. So Liam, give us your figure there. Don't worry if it's below what this is, because obviously it's quite a popular business. We've only got the one accommodation based on one bit of land, but obviously it'll be good to get your figures and your numbers if you go into that super quick. And everybody can do this, by the way. If you've got the Google Business Listing, you can get the app, which is 100% free. It's on Apple, it's on Android, it's on everything. If you just type in Google Business Listing in the App Store, wherever you get your apps from, you can download it. You can sign into your Google Business account, Google account, and you can start to see all of this. Now, this next step is key as well. Where customers view your business, all right? So total views, 12,000. Listing on Google search, well, that's the orange. And listing on maps, that's 11,000 people. So on Google Maps, they have seen us 11,000 times, okay? Liam, so for his serviced accommodation unit, 9,000 times in the last quarter. Okay, Liam, next one, customer actions. Scroll down the page, buddy, for me. Kyle, I will answer that question. So again, customer actions, the most common actions that customers take on your listing. And bearing in mind, this is the last week, all right? So obviously in the last week, it's been a bit of a shit show. So obviously not that many visits, but there still has been 16. The last month, it's been kind of cool. The last quarter, obviously that's going to be higher. So this is visits to the website. 690. Anthony, I was just been speaking about Cozy Dragons. Request directions, 279. We've had 27 people call us from a Google Business Listing, and one person has messaged us via the messaging tab that I will come and show you in a second. So Liam, do you have those stats as well for me, buddy? Again, going from 9,000 for the last quarter, where are you at with your customer actions? And again, if you go down even further, you can see phone calls, you can see photo views. So we've had 15,000 photo views that I'm going to show you in a second. Photo quantity, again, customer photos, owner photos. Insights gives you a ton. All right, let's go quickly answer this question. Kyle, how do you link your Google business listing to the OTA so you can see OTA prices on the Google business listing? They do that for you. Do not worry, they will do that for you, Kyle, because they want your click. And I'm gonna talk you through that in a second. All right, so do not worry. Remind me about that. I'm waiting on Liam's stats. I know there's a little bit of a lag. So okay. These are the insights, and this is why it is super popular. Again, if there's anybody else who's watching this who's brave enough to know where to go and find your insights and you want to share your insights, please do. Again, if you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on the replay, and again, please tag people in that you know that should be watching this. Liam, on the quarter, it's 20 web visits, 15 directions, and 0 calls. So that's 20 web visits from there. So what this is basically saying, out of 9,000 people that have viewed it, 20 people have done website clicks. So what can we do to get that number to be higher? That's probably one of the first questions that people definitely have. Now, one of the things that you want to do, and this is a tactic and a tip that so many people don't do, but you want to make sure that when somebody's searching in your area, all right, so they come on to a Google map or they come onto a Google search, and say they're going to type in self-catering cottages in Scarborough or near Scarborough or whatever they're going to be typing in, then you want to make sure that you can get some sort of visibility in here. Now, what you need to do, the first thing, the first key step, so Google can find you and they know that what you do, who you are, how to find you. You're going to come to your Google business listing, you're going to click on info, and what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your address here, so your address that is on your Google business listing, you can click on the pencil and you can make sure that is all correct. You've got to make sure that what you have here, so let me just do the granary, Keysbeck Hill Farm, Howard Dale, Scarborough, postcode, okay? As you can see when I do that, I'm in a rural location. Google normally messes up our postcode. Make sure the map marker is spot on. So make sure you drag it in, make sure it's on there, and you click apply. Now you want to make sure that that address is exactly the same as what is on your website. So all I do is I come onto the granary, I come onto our website, and I come down to the very bottom of the website, and I make sure that in the footer, now this is what's called the footer, that right there is the same as what is in the Google business listing, because this is what Google are reading. And you got to make sure that it's the same on every one of your pages. Make sure in the footer it has that, because that is what Google will do to match that with that to make sure that they show you on the map properly. Now, I would also stress that this is super important, is that you got to make sure that the website that you have is either a WordPress website, ideally, or a Wix and a Squarespace, not the best, but those are the ones. If you're relying on your Tokeet website or your Guesty website or your templated website to do that for you, then don't expect Google to read it like it does any other website. You really need to make sure that you have a WordPress website for this. If you've got anything else, then your Google business listing is not going to be getting the same sort of results that we're sort of showing there. Linda, I've said that if you've got more than one location, so say you've got 4 units, all right, let's just say unit number 1 is called Mark is the best, unit number 2 is called Liam, number 3 is called Linda. You'll have a different Google business listing for each one of your properties. But like what Liam is doing really, really well, is he's branding it up fantastic. So it's called his one here, Hamlet's Rest. As you can see, it's caught up Liam now. Hamlet's Rest, but he's got in the brackets here, ginger and gold. So he's got one for this, okay? If we go through to the website, it'll go through to ginger and gold, all right? If we've got one of the, there we go, click on there, go through to a VEVO. So he's got Hamlet's Rest. If we go and check out, if we check out one of his other properties, again, it'll be Hales Homely House. Again, on Google's business listing, and it will always be linking back to here. That's the key part, is that when you come into Google Business Listing, if you click on these little main menu here, sorry, manage locations here, it will bring up all of the different locations that I am managing. Now, as you can see, because of what I do, I've got a shit ton of listings right here. All right. So you will have something similar, but you've got to make sure on every one in the brackets is talking about your business name. All right, Linda. All right. So that's that. So the first key part, and if someone can please put it in the comments, the first tip, hashtag first tip, is make sure that your listing name that is here in the info section, so your address, the information that you're giving Google is the exact same that is in the footer of your website. So Google knows who you are, so it can match it all up. Now, the second thing that you need to do if you want to get your listing optimized and more people that can see it is reviews. All right. Now, obviously, you're asking guests for reviews because that's just reviews is one of the most key parts of the business. And whether you like it or not, right now is a perfect time to be reaching out to your past guests. If they haven't yet left your review, just to give them a plea and just say, please come and give us a review here. But you need to give them a link so they can do so. So what Google have done is they've given you a short link. So if I come onto my info page, and if we scroll down here and there's the @ if you click on the pencil, right? If we do that, it asks for a short name. So what I would be looking to do here for the profile short name is I would be, if this was going to be Liam and Liam's property, this would just be called Hamlet or Hamlet's Rest or just H Rest. Something super simple to type in. Now we've got granary right there, okay? So the link that you would need to share with your past guest would be g.page/granary. Now what that will do is when that clicks through is it will take to the Google business page. So instead of having to give this super long link up here, all you have to do is say to somebody, you could literally copy that and send them to your email list or your social media page. You give it to there. If you put /review on the end, guess where it's going to take them to? It's going to take them straight through to the review page. Okay, so second tip, create your short name. Come into your info page, click on short name, give it a short name, and then this is super key that the link that you're going to give them is g.page/ put in your business in there. And then if you put /review on the end, then you can go in. Now, Google business listing, one of the key ways to get straight up the listings as quick as possible so you appear higher when someone puts in a very generic terms in Google is get reviews. The more reviews, the better. Now, obviously, with serviced accommodation, you have got lots of different properties spread around, all right? Now, you're going to have to make sure that not just one listing is getting all of the reviews. You're going to have to spread them around. So, again, if we're going to take Liam as the example here, then what he should be doing, you've got your different short name for each of the different properties, all right? You need to make a note of these on your phone notes or whatever. And with your PMS that you're using, so I think, VEVO sends templated, emails out after every stay where they ask for a review. You can do the same, but just send them, if they've stayed at Hamlet's Rest, just say, right, please leave a review on here. Now, in the past, everybody would just go to TripAdvisor, but TripAdvisor is fast declining, like super fast declining. People aren't going and using TripAdvisor like they were 3, 4, 5 years ago. They are now going to Google first and foremost for that social proof, for that word of mouth recommendation. All right. So if you can be ahead of the curve and not drive people to TripAdvisor, so to speak, or say to Facebook where it doesn't have any SEO ranking, and this is what search engine optimization ranking is called here, then send people to Google and get people to leave a review on here. Linda, 100%. I am recording it because it is in the Facebook group. It is in the Facebook group forever. So if you have to bounce, do not worry. I'm going to keep it up in the group forever so everybody can just be linked back to it. So if anybody comes in and says on one of these random posts, I'm going to tell you how to get more direct bookings, get a Google business listing, but doesn't say anything, you can link back to here and say, hey, this is how you do Google business listing. Totally free for everybody in the group. Next, and this is really important. So it's all about pictures. Okay, so I've taken this picture today. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me just share my full screen with you. So this picture that's popped up, it's a picture that we took today. That is my 1-year-old right there. That is my 4-year-old. That is my dad. It is lambing season on the farm. And this is a super cool picture. I love it. And I want to get this on to the Google business listing, because again, a big part of what we do and the big reason why people come and stay with us is because of that farm experience. You get to come and interact with the animals, you get to come and feed baby lambs, which is one of our key selling points, our USPs. All right, so I want to get this onto our Google business listing. Now, if I just took this picture and if I went onto Google and if I went on to add photos and if I just added that, it would mean nothing to nobody, and specifically to Google. Google would not know what they are looking at. All right. So what you need to do, and please somebody put this in the comments section, is go to imagmeta.io. IMAGEMETA.io. And again, this is going to be a lot of admin for a lot of people because you're going to have to change a lot of your images that are currently on your Google business listing. But let's face it, it's going to be quiet in the coming week or weeks. So you're going to have a lot of time in your hand to do shit like this. Now, if you aren't doing it, then you've got VAs. You've got VAs that are just sat on their hands, twiddling thumbs. Then this is something that they can be doing for you. Okay. So if you haven't yet done this for any of your images that are on your Google business listing, go and delete all of your images, and you're going to re-add them by adding tags. You're going to add the geotag, and you're going to add actual tags as well. So what do I mean by this? This is a totally free website to use. You come onto it, and I'm going to upload the first image. Now, you can upload at bulk if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do one just to show you for this example. Thank you, Linda. So what you're going to do is it says tag, and you're going to give it an address. So I'm just going to put in the address of where this is. If I start to type out the granary, it will give me where it is. This is the granary farm stay. And again, I can enter up to 10 keywords. So this could be family, family stay, farm stay. For you, it could be service accommodation. It could be city center, you know, but for me, it's going to be family, family farm stay, lambing season, places to stay in Scarborough. All right. Rename your file. Now, again, if I just upload it like this, it will just be called IMG 202.000.318. Means nothing to Google. So this would, you got to describe to Google what they are, what it is looking at, what the algorithm is looking at. So it will be a lamb being fed by a bottle by children on a farm. Okay, super simplistic. May sound pretty basic, but it literally, you got to tell Google what it's looking for. Author name, doesn't care. Click continue. It's going to do what it does. Hi Jenny, how are we doing? Hi Elizabeth. Thank you, Linda, for putting that in. Tina, thank you very much for putting that in as well. And you're going to click on continue, and then you're going to basically download that image. Okay, you're going to download it, and obviously it's going to get you to log in. It's going to get you to register and give them their email so they can send you sales stuff, but you can just unsubscribe. So that will download it. Okay, you're going to register and you can download it. Once you've downloaded it, now it is ready to get added to the system. So all you're going to do, you're going to click on there. You're going to put your picture in. Now just imagine this is the one that I've done and I've downloaded it, and it will come up in here, but it's had all the work done. So the tag's right, the location is right, Google knows exactly what it is. Now, you may be wondering who this lovely lady is here. This is one of our guests. So again, what Google loves is not only does it love that the owner is adding in pictures, but it also loves when the customers add in pictures as well. So I would be encouraging your guests, the ones that have stayed with you in the past, to upload pictures to your Google business listing, because as you can see here, which is really cool, what I love about Google Pictures is it tells us how many people have seen each picture. So say this has been our cover picture for a long time. It's been seen 47,000 times. These pictures here, 831 times, 1839. It's crazy. Now, what Google loves more than anything at the moment is 360-degree images. Now, there may be people in here that have got virtual tours of their property. There may be people in here who have got one of those fancy cameras that takes 360-degree images. This wasn't even us that took the picture. This was one of our guests back in 2017 or 2018. He was part of the Mini Club. So every year we've got a group of Mini drivers, Mini Cooper drivers that come and visit us from all over the UK. One of the guys had all of the gear, and yeah, he took some loads of little pictures and he sent them to us, and that's what he uploaded for us. So you may have one of those 360 degrees, and you can upload it to Google yourself, which will again give you more visibility. Now, one final thing that you can do, and this gets a little bit technical, but I'm going to walk you through it. Now, the final little Google tip that I'm going to give you is you can come on to a Google search, and let's just say we're going to type in serviced accommodation Manchester. All right, now when you type in serviced accommodation Manchester, then you get all of these different things come up. Now, you could put in serviced accommodation, you could put in bed and breakfast Manchester, let's just put in here. You can put in a load of different search results. But what you want to try and find out is, what are these doing better than everybody else? Why are they coming up so highly? So there's a way that you can do this. So what are you going to do? I'm going to click on the top one, Luther King House, because I want to see what he's doing well, and I want to see if I can mimic or model it in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to come into here, come into my area, do this on Google Chrome. You're going to do a little right click on the screen, and you're going to come down to where it says view page source. Okay, what will open up? It will be what looks like the matrix. It will literally blow your brain if you do not know what is going on here. So I'm going to make your life easier. You're going to click Command and F, Command and F. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for the term global undershot data. Okay. Now, when you see where it's got global undershot data, there's a load of little text that is coming up underneath it. All right. And what we're looking to pick out from here is we're going to try and find exactly what categories they've gone and put themselves in. So you're going to come up to here, you're going to copy it, you're going to open it up into a Google Doc, say, or a Word doc. There you go, Microsoft Word doc. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste this bit of text into there, and we're going to try and pick out exactly what category they are using. So if I put this in here, the categories that they've got is activities, and they've got hotels. Okay. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to go and do that for every single one of these that have come up on the first page of Google. You've got Luther King, Merchant Hotel, Regency Guest House in the Midland. And what you're going to do, you're going to do the 80-20. All right. So I've typed in bed and breakfast, but these are coming up for these search results here. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to simply come in and you're going to go to your info section, and you've got your categories which are sitting. Where have you moved to? Here. So services was basically categories, categories is service. So as you can see, I've got add services, and the primary category that we have got in here is bed and breakfast. But you can also add in another one. So I could quite simply put in here cottages. And what you're going to look to do is you're going to look to see what the people in the area are putting in here as their services on why they keep coming up so much. So I've got here activities and hotels. So if I just put in hotels, activities, and if I keep on doing that, then what you're basically doing is just looking what other people are doing really well, and then you can sort of take what the best of what they're doing and mimic it and put it into your property. Amazing. So Liam's just gone and done that for Service Accommodation Norwich, and one of his is in the top hit. Fantastic. Well done. So the final thing, I showed you in Insights that we've had all of these actions. So clicking on links, request directions, call you, and the final one is message you. So messaging is a new feature that Google are allowing from basically where people can message you straight from a Google business listing. All right. Now you need to have the Messenger app on your phone to do this. But if you don't do this, then you're missing out on a potential way for your potential guests to get in contact with you. So as we've shown in the Insights, if one person's messaged, they're messaging because they could be wanting to inquire. And if you haven't got messaging on your phone, Google Messaging set up, please do so, because it is a fantastic way. Now, somebody asked a question, and if I go back to look at, let's have a quick look at where we're going here. g.page/granary. So let's go back and look at our Google business listing. So this is on the side of the map here. This is the page right here. Now, somebody said, well, how do you get all of your OTAs into here? Well, this is what's called Google Hotel Ads. All right, so if I do a wee search, let me just do a brand new search for hotels in Scarborough. No, this isn't service accommodation, but it's what I'm going to put in, right? I come into here, so just imagine that I'm a potential guest. I've run this search, so before any of the organics show up, look what comes up, the Google map, all right? I click on Carlton House Hotel, all right? And I go and put in book room, and I go and put in some dates. Now it looks like, I think clicking on Scarborough is going to be my doing here. Let me go and type in York. All right, so I put in York and I click on view prices. All right, it brings me into the Google section. I can literally go in here right now, click on visit site, and it will take me off to booking.com. All right, there I can do the search. Now these guys right here, Google, Booking, sorry, Last Minute, Trivago, Expedia, they pay Google a shit ton of money to get into this section. All right, this is called Google Hotel Ads. If you want to go and watch a very funny video, my first ever video that I ever created, type in Google Hotel Ads, Boostly, type in YouTube into a Google search. And one of my first ever videos, which is cringy as, is this one here. And it was done in 2017. And it's where I properly walked you through what Google business listings, sorry, Google Hotel Ads was going to be. Google Hotel Ads hasn't really changed much in the time. I predicted and I hoped that within at least 6 months we would have access to be controlling it, but we don't. As you can see, if I come into my Google business listing and if I type in bookings, you've got to be working with a specific partner to get your link to your website in a Google business listing. Now, to be a Google partner, it's pretty much impossible. So what Google are doing is they're working with VEVO, they're working with Free to Book, and I think those are the only PMSs that I know of right now that are linking through to there. Maybe Zevu, they might be doing it very, very soon. But the only way to get in there is through your PMS provider. All right, so that's why when I went on to look at Hamlet's Rest with Liam's back there, as you can see, it's got the official website here, sitting right at the very top. All right, so when someone does a search and they see the price, they can come through to here, and it will take us straight through to their VEVO page where you can go and make that booking. Now, what will happen is when somebody does that and they click through, then Liam will pay Google 7% commission. But because of the rate that Google will be charging a VEVO, you'll also then have to pay a VEVO a percentage as well. And I think it's between 1% and 3%. I think, Liam, if you're still watching, you'll be able to confirm that. Amy watched that video the other day. So Jenny's working with Octorate and waiting for Google Hotel Ads to go live. So my wish, and I pester Google pretty much on a weekly basis because I get sales call from Google Hotel Ads all the time. I'm saying, listen, give us advantage, give us access to this. My goal, and this is why I keep pestering them, is that I want them to put it into Google Hotel Ads. Google Hotel Ads is what we've all got the feature for. Now, at the moment, it's a commission-based model. I want this to become a cost per click model and give us access to this so we can fully take advantage of it. Now, if you've never done Google Ads before and you're thinking now should be the time to do it, then if you want to watch a completely free video on it, go to, again, my YouTube channel, type in Google Ads, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. If you want to do a bid on brand campaign, again, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Just go onto YouTube. God, that's a crap video. I'm sorry you had to watch that, Amy. A lot better now, hopefully. So these are the things that you need to be doing. Now, again, if you're not with Free to Book, if you're not with VEVO, then you're not going to be able to get in this section here. All right. The only option is that you're going to have to rely on your super cool stuff that you're going to do here and hope people go through to your website link, but they are going to pretty much going to go through to here. Now, there are other tactics and means that you can be doing, but as you can see, it's very, 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 very powerful to right now be making sure that the most basic information is super, super clear in thing. No, I don't think Uplisting do that, Carol. Uplisting are super new, just like VEVO, super cool things coming from Uplisting. But yeah, they've got to be an official Google partner to be doing that. All right, let's go through some questions. So we've got 20 people watching this live. I'm going to spend the last few minutes just going through any questions that are in here. If you do have a question, put it in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this video, just please tell me. If it's helpful, just put yes. If you'd like more of this, just put more. If you want to just add anything else that you want to add on this, then please, please, please let me know. So let me just stop sharing for a second. And let's just do this. Katie, hi Mark. So I have 2 apartments in one block. I should list them both individually on Google rather than just one listing on my company. Yes. So what I would be looking to do for you is I would be looking to give those apartments a unique name. Okay, so if you've already listed them, Katie, to booking.com, Airbnb, whatever, then you should be looking to give them their own little personality. Now, you may have the time or not to do this now, but you could always, just depending on the local area. So the one that always sticks out to my mind, there's a guy called Sean, who's from Airbnb Automated. He's got 200 properties all over the USA, mainly focused in Houston, Philadelphia, and whatnot. But one of his properties is just a bog starter apartment room, 2-bedroom apartment room in the middle of this block. He's got 100 doors. What he's done with this one is he's decorated it all with unicorn. So it's called the Unicorn House. So it stands out to me. I even know it now. But again, you could just add a little bit of personality to your property. Now, I'm not saying go decorate in unicorn stuff, but again, another good example, loads of properties are in Anfield, loads of property in Liverpool. There's this one property in Anfield that I remember from seeing that has got wall decals, and they encourage their guests to take a picture on the wall decal because it's Instagrammable, and then they post it to Instagram. And there's Mohammed Salah ones, there's loads of little funky cool ones that reference to the Beatles. So these are the sort of things that you need to be doing. Tim, great video. I can see that a previous owner has a Google listing for our property. How do I go about requesting to take control of that listing as it has her phone number? Great question, Tim. So what you need to do, number one, the first question that I always ask when I see this is, are you still in contact with the previous owner? Do you have their phone number? Because what you're going to need to do, the easiest way of doing this is to call them up or email them, just say, hey, I need to have access to the Google business listing. Because what they can do is they can log in. All right, you can click on, let me just share my screen. I really do apologize. I'm literally laying back in my chair now, but it's been a long old day and evening. So as you can see from my screen here, click on users, And from there, you're going to be able to add a user of the page. So what they would do is they would add your email address as the user, Tim, and then they would make you manager. And then all that you would do then is you'd take over, and then you would remove them as manager. Simple way. That's the easiest way. If you're not on talking terms, then with the previous owner, then what you need to do is you need to go onto Google and just type in, how do I take ownership of a Google business listing? So again, you would come in, do the Google search, it will take you to a link. You will mention that you are now the owner of it. It will send a takeover request to that business owner. They would need to accept it. So again, you'd need to be on some form of business terms for that to work. If both of them aren't an option, you're just going to have to contact Google and just let them know. Ah, fantastic. If you can talk to her, great stuff. That's the simplest way. You may have to walk her through it. You may just have to say, log in. If she doesn't know what are login details for Google, just get her to log in and then click on users. Liam, thanks, Mark. Inspirational, feels like a game changer. My pleasure, my buddy. There's more on that in the Boostly Academy, by the way, Liam, if you want to go find it. Krish, thank you. Tim, thanks. Kois, pleasure. Amy, my pleasure. All right, no more real questions coming in, so I'm going to leave it there. This is staying up live in the group forever. If anybody ever says, you need to get more bookings from Google Business Listing, get a Google Business Listing, this is going to show you how to do it. My big hope with all of this is that I'm going to help everybody get through this. I'm going to show you bookings. Now, if you want to see another video every single night on my page, Monday to Friday, I'm doing podcast live videos. I've got experts coming in on Wednesday, the 18th of March. I did a 1-hour video with practical tactics and tips on what you can be doing right now to get new bookings. Please, please, please go and watch that if you haven't done so already. Tim, Boostly Academy, I would love to tell you all about it, but I've closed it. I closed it last week. It's going to be closed for 3 months. That's my private membership group. I closed it off because I've got a real big 3 months coming up with my 438 members. But for the time being, there is a ton of free advice that you can get. No charge. Just go to boostly.co.uk. Go check out the blogs. Go check out the YouTube channel, my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. Every single night is going to have videos on how you can be proactive in a shit time like this. Michael, I've tried using Google Ads and found it not to be cost effective. Without me seeing how you set it up or how you did it, then I can't really pass any judgment. But what I will say now is that there are so many people that are stopping their ad spend, foolishly stopping their ad spend. So right now is a perfect time to run an ad campaign and to have it to be really cost effective. The one thing I will say to every single one of you is you're going to have to make cuts in some way, shape or form to your budget, to the money over the course of the next couple of weeks and months. But the one thing that you cannot stop doing is sales and marketing. There are so many free avenues that you can do. Email being one, the things that I'm showing you being two, social media being free. Please don't stop talking about your business, because if you stop talking about your business, then you will disappear, because this is not even the peak of the downturn, but the upturn is going to come one way, shape or other. And when it does come, it's going to come in abundance. And you all need to be at the top of mind of potential guests. So if you stop talking about your business, then who else is? So that's what I'm going to leave you on. Please, please, please keep on doing this. Please, please, please keep following these videos. Please, please, please keep on implementing it. Please be proactive. Don't just sit there bitching and moaning about the current situation. Be positive, be proactive, and keep talking about your business. And if you do me one favor, please get a website. That's what you need to do in all of this. You need to get a website. You need to drive people to somewhere to make a booking. If you haven't yet got a website, if you're 100% reliant on Airbnb and booking.com, never build your house on someone else's land. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any trainer or coach or mentor or guru says. If you've got a property and they just say, put it on booking.com, put it on Airbnb, you'll be fine. You're not. Absolutely not. 100% not. And I can guarantee you. And if you want proof in the pudding, look at what Airbnb did to you all last week. Airbnb screwed you 100% over. They cancelled out £1,000 worth of bookings. So if you build your house on someone else's land, this is not going to work. But the good news is you've got me in your world now, so I can help you out to get direct bookings. And this is going to be the start of it. All right, have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. Have a good morning whenever you watch this. And yeah, I shall see you around very soon.